Hello, friends. It is so lovely to see you this morning. One second. Just one moment. Just need to hydrate a little bit. In today's case, we have a water drinking competition. Oh wait, he what? He was hospitalized? For drinking water? Oh. Yeah, it turns out too much of a good thing isn't always a good thing. Who'd have thunk drinking 7 liters of water at once could land you in the emergency room? So friends, grab your coffees and put down the water and let's jump into this case.
You say the defendant created an unsafe condition during a contest that resulted in you being hurt. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
And the defendant, you say the plaintiff voluntarily chose to participate.
That is correct.
All right, what type of contest was this? We'll start with you, plaintiff.
Yes, it was a water drinking competition.
Water drinking?
Yes.
Okay, I never heard of that.
Yeah.
So what do? Drink?
Yeah, so it was like multiple rounds. It was 10 people, myself included. So every round you would get eliminated if you finish the drink last. And you'd be drinking around exactly 1 liter of water per round.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's a thing we do in our community every year. I organize it. The purpose is to raise money and spread awareness about environmental issues. We donate the proceeds to charities, and it's really just a fun community event where 10 guys sign up and drink water in a number of different rounds.
What has been the most water anybody's ever drank?
The most anyone has ever drank is the 6 rounds that we do.
Okay, 6 full rounds.
So that is 6 liters.
Woo! All right. So you drink the water, and is it the fastest?
So each round is the last person to finish is eliminated, and then the next people continue with the next round.
Okay.
Anyone can drop out after any round.
So it's about speed, like how quickly you can get the water down.
Yes.
All right. So you said, I would love to highlight environmental concerns. You were into it.
Yes, yes.
And you signed up for it.
I did sign
When you
up for
say you sign up for it, do you sign up with just like put your name on a list, or do you sign up and sign like a waiver, like it's almost...
Well, we signed a waiver.
You did?
Yes, yes.
Did anybody bring a copy of that waiver?
I have the waiver here, Your Honor.
I'd like to see it, please. All right, so the waiver here says there is an acknowledgement of risk and that you understand that participation in the water drinking contest involves physical activity and the consumption of large amounts of water within a limited period of time. You understand that the organizer is not responsible for any damages or injury. You acknowledge that the participation may result in physical discomfort or reactions, and you understand that there may be additional risks associated with participation that are not specifically listed here. And this is your signature, correct, sir?
Yes.
You remember executing that waiver?
I do remember.
All right.
Yes.
So please tell the court what happened. Why are you suing Ms. Dillard for $1,444?
Well, I am suing her because she, obviously took advantage of the fact that we signed something because we were excited. When you're entering a competition, you're obviously excited. And I feel like it's their responsibility to essentially, hammer down on the fact that, hey, you can get injured.
No, I actually see that as exactly the opposite of what you stated.
Right.
You're saying that the defendant took advantage of you because you were excited to enter the competition.
Right.
What this court finds the functions of waivers is to slow down your excitement and make you understand that there could be potential risks. Right? And I'm thinking about how, which I find is so annoying, even in my position, as, a lawyer and judge of this court. Every time CJ goes to one of those trampoline places, how you have to go through all this waiver signing. And like I said, I'm being very honest. It's like, because they're excited. The kids are ready to go jump, but you cannot go until the waivers are executed, right? And it is a real slowing down of the excitement where you have to stand there and read through and sign to make sure you understand. So I actually see that a little different. Like Not someone saying, oh, we got them now. They're excited to go. They'll sign this waiver. Maybe it's, no, slow down and sign this waiver so you understand.
I mean, I understand what Judge Lake is saying. Sometimes you are about to do something and you think, oh, I'm signing a waiver, which means that if I do get injured, which is a real possibility, that there's nothing I can do about that. But at the same time, who has ever signed a waiver and been like, that's not gonna happen to me, but I'm just ready to do this thing, so I'm just gonna sign? Because you never think in a million years that you're gonna be the one that the waiver applies to, right? But not even that. Like, have we not learned anything about these water drinking competitions? Wasn't it like, I don't know, over a decade ago now, but there was a woman who died from a drinking water competition? 2007. Woman dies after water drinking contest. Oh my gosh, it was for a wee? Hold your wee for a wee. Oh my gosh. It was a radio station contest to see how much water you can drink without going to the bathroom. Hence, hold your wee for a wee. Man, I remember the wee mania. My parents went everywhere trying to find us a wee. But yeah, this woman died of water intoxication because of a contest. And I feel like there was another one, like for Hannah Montana tickets. Wait a minute. Mom dies from drinking 4 bottles of water in 20 minutes? Oh my gosh. Okay, guys, let's... maybe too much of a good thing is necessarily a good thing. Okay, so water toxicity has happened quite a bit. So how about we stop with the whole water drinking competitions? This kid should be grateful that he's still alive to tell the tale. And also, don't know why he's suing considering he signed a waiver. I don't see how he thought this would work out in his favor.
This waiver clearly stated several things, so I'm waiting to hear what you believe that Ms. Dillard did in terms of running this competition that fell outside of what the waiver would cover. That's what I want you to tell this court.
Right, honestly. Outside of the waiver, it just felt like it was not very clear what the risks were. Because for me, as you know, nobody would ever think that drinking water would actually cause harm. You know?
And what happened to you? How were you harmed?
Right, so when, like, after the last round, so I won the competition.
You won?
Yes. I
Okay,
did.
you're the winner.
Yeah, so.
You went all 6 rounds?
All 6 rounds.
And drank the most, the fastest?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and I was extremely ecstatic. Like everyone was cheering me on, and I definitely, got excited and got in the moment, and, I asked her for.
As you put it, got excited, carried away, and threw caution to the wind, just like you assumed I made you do with the waiver. But that was your choice.
Right, but you're the organizer, and it should be, to your knowledge, it should be your responsibility to stop someone from doing something.
Speak to the court. You are testifying to the court.
Right, you're right, Honor. And I was just, like excited, and everyone was cheering me on. And I felt,
so they're cheering because you won. Now what?
Right. So I asked for another water bottle, and like another liter, because I was like, yeah, I could totally do another one. So yeah, and I drank it, and nobody even really stopped me. Like everyone even cheered. It felt like it was encouraged.
And so then what happened?
So what happened was I ended up, 10 to 15 minutes went by, and I was fine. I was still happy, and I'm like, yeah, I won, and I drank another one, and I, showed all the haters and all that. And, basically what happened was I started to feel nauseous, and I really, passed out, basically. Like, I was still pretty, conscious, but I was in extreme, I was cramping up really badly and had to go to the hospital.
And do you have receipts from that hospital visit? How do you come to $1,444?
Yes, I do. I have the evidence right here. Yeah.
All right. So you had the urgent care visit for $512. You had physician services, $325. IV fluids. You didn't need another fluid. IV fluids, $248. Laboratory, electrolyte panel, observation service came to $1,444. All right. So you had to take yourself to the urgent care after that.
Yes.
All right.
And whose fault is that you had to go to urgent care? I'm sorry, but it's not like someone force-fed you another bottle of water. You are an adult You made the decision, you decided to show off the big guns and go overboard. As honestly, I feel like that's a classic dude thing to do. Push the envelope just a little too far and then they inevitably get injured. No matter how many people are saying, no, stop doing that. Like, how many girlfriends out there have seen their boyfriend do something stupid, like get close to the edge of a cliff on a hike because they think, ooh, I can do this because I'm, super athletic and I'm a dude, and you're just internally screaming, and there's nothing that you can say or do to make them back off, because that's just what men do. Especially like in your 20s, they think they're like invincible. But my guy, you literally admitted to grabbing another bottle because you were so excited, everyone was cheering you on, and you drank it. And how is that her fault? You went above and beyond what they had asked you to do. This was technically after the contest. You'd already won, so the terms of the contest are over now. So everything you do after that is on your own time, your own volition, your own idiocy, and your own dime. Because let me tell you, you're going to be paying every dime of that medical bill.
And so how do you respond to this, Ms. Dillard? He won your competition, he got excited, he drank another liter, he got sick. Have you ever had anybody get sick before, or had you ever had the winners say, I want another water?
No, we've never had anyone want another after 6 liters. We've also never had anyone become ill. Honestly, Stone is a competitive guy. He was doing extremely well in the competition, but he wanted a victory lap. He wanted to be, the LeBron James of water drinking, and he, ran out to the crowd, give me another. And I made it very clear. I even said in that moment, you don't need to drink any more water. You've already won. He either didn't hear me or didn't care, and proceeded
I definitely did not hear that. Yeah.
To drink another bottle of water. I don't see it as really any different as if he had just walked off premises, gone to a convenience store, and gotten another liter of water and drank it there. The competition was over.
Well, no, it is different. It is different. Because you know that this competition is about drinking water, right? So this court is thinking about whether or not him drinking another water at that time, did you owe him a duty of care at that point to say absolutely not, no water? Like, has this competition done any research to say, this is why we do 6 rounds, because it would be unsafe to do any more than this. This is what would be safe. And then at that point, when a winner, and it's interesting you called it a victory lap, right? Because for me, it shows familiarity that is something that people do. All right, we won the game, and now we run the field. We run the race, and now we're gonna run some more. And you saw it as that. Did you have a duty at that time to say, no, you don't need any more water, which is, you're saying you said that, but him saying, I didn't hear it. Was there a duty to make sure or say, listen, there is no way we can allow you on our premises while we're doing this, we can't allow you to drink any more water because we're at the limit. These are just the things I'm thinking about in this very moment.
I'm sorry, but if 4 water bottles in 30 minutes killed a woman, I don't understand how 6 liters and however long it took, probably less than an hour, didn't kill every single one of them. Now, obviously everybody's different, but like, what are we even doing this competition? I understand what Judge Lake's saying, but at the same time, I'm like, but he's still an adult. He's a grown man. Even if she was telling him, no, don't do that, it seems pretty clear that he was hellbent on doing whatever he wanted to do in that moment. I just don't think that responsibility should fall on her to tell a grown man, rip a water bottle out of his hands to prevent him from damaging his liver. I don't know what happened, but there had to have been some internal damage. I just don't see how that is her fault.
But I did hear you said you don't need any more water.
Correct.
The question the court needs answered right now is, how did you come to the 6 rounds of water? Was that because that's what you could do safely, or was this just a time thing? How did you come to deciding it was 6 rounds of water?
Honestly, the 6 rounds came from a lot of contestants do end up dropping out on their own after a number of rounds, just they get tired of drinking so much water. And so in this particular competition, there was only 3 left by the last round. So 6 always just seemed, if we start with 10 contestants, by the last round we have, if everybody stays in, we have 5 people now.
Did you ever consult with any doctors as you started this competition? I know it's for environmental awareness, but did you ever consult any doctors or medical professionals to say, I want to do a water drinking contest. What would be the most water we should allow someone to drink that would be safe?
We have done research. I will say I'm not a medical professional. And really what we understand is that it's individuals. Smaller people are going to be able to drink a lot less, which is something I made very clear up front before the competition started, that it's important to listen to your body. This is for charity. No one should be getting hurt. You know how much you can drink and how much you can't. And if you're starting to feel nauseous or anything like that, you should absolutely remove yourself from the competition. So
this court finds that the waiver was very clear. But the waiver covered the actual competition. And so by the time you drank your final water in the competition and won, the competition was over.
Yes.
At that very moment.
Exactly.
This waiver that applied to that competition worked. It was done. That next bottle of water that you decided to drink was your own decision, your own volition. I'm going to drink another one because I need to show out. Not only can I drink the most and win, I can drink more. The question then becomes, was it even really that water that made you sick? Were you maybe going to get sick on the 6th bottle after you walked away for a while? This court doesn't know, and I don't think you do either, because you haven't really provided anything to prove that. And you basically are testifying that I made a decision to have some more fun. I drank more water, and all of a sudden I just started feeling terrible. That's your fault.
thank you.
That's not Ms. Diller's fault. You made that call. In legal terms, we would say you assumed that risk. You also assumed the risk of the competition by signing the waiver. But then you also assumed an additional risk by drinking more water above and beyond what you had to do to win. Do you understand?
And Your Honor, I heard him in the crowd saying I could probably do another. He was on a victory high.
Well, he was having fun.
I don't remember saying that.
Listen. You was showing out. That's how we call it back in the day. That would we say, oh, he's showing out, right? But there's usually a consequence to showing out for some reason, right?
Always.
Think about it. Now I'm aging myself, but I remember when the boys used to ride their bikes in the street, right? And if they were driving by the girls, right? Then if the girls was cute, what did they do?
Pop a Willie.
Start popping a Willie. Got to show out. Now everybody's looking at me. All eyes on me. I'm about to do it. And that'd be just the time you fall. Right? When you just aren't paying attention and you're trying to show out. You went on out there and showed out, honey. And you had to show yourself out right on at that hospital. Right? Yeah. And now you got to show out and go on and pay that credit card bill. Because the judgment is for the defendant, your complaint is dismissed. Court is adjourned.
Do you have any final thoughts with each other?
I should have won.
I'm sorry this happened to you, but justice was served. There's absolutely no way I should pay your medical bills.
Yeah, that pretty much ended exactly the way I thought it was going to. The fact that this guy even thought he had a case is beyond me, but considering he was bright enough to, chug another bottle of water after already chugging 6, well, it's all starting to make a little bit more sense. Sorry, bud, but the winning streak has come to an end. But I'm curious to know your thoughts on this case. Did you know that you could get water toxicity from drinking too much water too fast? See, I knew my coffee addiction would come in handy. I want to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Leave a like and a follow, and I'll see you guys next time.